From Faith Forward Media, this is Healthcare Musings. I'm Dr. Hashem Hasabala. Welcome to Healthcare Musings, everyone. Happy to have you with me. I was thinking when I was talking to a colleague recently, a chief medical informatics officer, who I'm going to have on the show, by the way, Dr. Jonathan Kaufman. I'm looking forward to that conversation. Talking about AI and its applications, and further, I had Dr. Safwan Halabi, who's an informaticist and as well as a pediatric radiologist, about the effect of AI and radiology, and far from taking jobs from radiology. In fact, it enhances the job of radiologist, and it also raises a lot of issues that we discussed. And I thought, and he's excited about it, and I talked about that in my latest newsletter, LinkedIn newsletter, rather. And he was mentioning that, he heard another person on another podcast talk about the scale of AI, that, AI can field millions of phone calls from patients. AI never gets tired. AI, in fact, studies have shown that an AI chatbot or an AI message responder sounds much more empathetic when they compared them to real human doctors, which I thought was disturbing. And in fact, I said that this should put doctors on notice in a newsletter that I wrote a while back. So there are applications where just AI can do just more than doctors can do, right? And it can scale way more than a human being can do. And that's true. That's true. It doesn't get tired. They're not post-call. They don't get burned out. They're not upset because something happened at work or something is going on at home and it affects their performance at work. That doesn't happen with AI. Here's what AI does that I think is not necessarily good, right? AI doesn't say, I don't know. And so when it doesn't have an answer, AI hallucinates. And a hallucination is when AI literally makes something up because it can't find the answer. That, to me, is dangerous. That's why you have to watch and look and make sure that the output sent to you by whatever AI chatbot doesn't hallucinate, that it's actually real, right? A physician or an APP or a clinician, I think if I say to a patient who comes and asks a question and I don't know the answer, if I say, you know what, I don't know the answer to that, but I'm committed to finding it with you, that's much more powerful, right? Rather than just make something, I'm sure maybe some physicians do just make things up, right? We shouldn't. We should have the courage and the humility to say, you know what, I don't know the answer to that question, but I'm committed to finding out with you the answer to it. When sometimes people come into the intensive care unit, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why they're uptunded. I don't know why they're in shock. I don't know. And I think it's, if I say I don't know on every case, that's one thing. If I have typically an unusual case where I really I'm unclear of the etiology, I should have the humility to say, you know what, I don't know what's going on right now. And I'm committed to, and I tell the patient and their family, if the patient can speak, but I'm committed to work with you to find the answer. We're now investigating. And I say that all the time. We're in the investigation phase. We're getting diagnostic testing. We're doing the things to try to find out what's going on. But I'm not 100% sure what's happening. And I think that sort of humility makes us more powerful as clinicians, more relatable. We're human beings. We're not perfect. And AI is not perfect either. The difference is, I think a good physician will have the courage to say, I don't know. AI makes things up when it doesn't know, and that's problematic. The other thing that AI doesn't do, and I told Dr. Kaufman this in our conversation, AI can't hold your hand. When you're facing the death of your child, like I was, or when you're facing the death of your loved one, like our patients do in the ICU all the time, you know what? I am able to reach out and hold their hand. When I was burying my daughter, the most important thing that I'll never forget that my friend did, I know who he is, he reached out from behind me. He didn't say a word. He just held my hand. And I'll never forget that as long as I live. And as a physician in the ICU, I am able to reach out and hug a patient's family, hold their hand, I tell them, I share with them my story of my daughter. I let them know I know what you're going through. I get it. And I hold their hand. and I say, I did everything I could and I'm sorry. Or mom, dad, sister, wife, whatever, daughter, son, they fought the good fight. And now they're just suffering. That sort of compassion, yes, an AI chatbot may answer much more compassionately, and that's a problem. We have the advantage, human clinicians, to hold patients' hands and be there for them in the most difficult time of their life. They'll never forget that, just like I will never forget, as long as I live, my friend when he held my hand. And when his dad died, I moved heaven and earth that day to be at the grave and hold his hand. No AI chatbot can do that. None. And so there's a lot of things that AI can bring to the field, and I think we should use those tools to make our lives easier. Like Doximity has an AI scribe. That is a game changer. It's amazing, right? And it's available to every clinician in the country. That's fantastic. There are things that we should embrace. We should always remember, however, we have the advantage of saying, I don't know, and I'm committed to finding the answer, whereas an AI chatbot may hallucinate. We can hold our patients and their families' hands through a difficult time where an AI chatbot could never do that. That's what gives us the advantage, and that's why I think we'll always be there, and which is great, because this is the only thing I ever wanted to do. Thanks so much, guys, for your time and attention, and until next time, this is Hesham Hasabala signing off on Healthcare Musings. Thank you for listening. Sign up at healthcaremusings.com to get every episode delivered directly to your email. And please don't forget to leave a 5-star review. Thank you so much.